What's going on, people? So, today we're talking about the 7 habits of highly broke people. And I have these listed out on my screen here. So, we're going to talk about these because these are what you do not want to do. I made a video about this and I put it on TikTok, but we know how the attention span of people is on TikTok. So, this is for the people on YouTube who have longer attention spans and can actually pick this stuff up. So, the first one, right? The first one is the first thing that people that are highly unsuccessful do is they hang around people just like them. So people that are no higher than them in their thinking processes and the things that they do and how they operate, and no one lower than them. Just they're right there at the same level. No one's provoking the other's thinking. Neither one of them are thinkers. They're on the same playing field, so they're stagnant. And Warren Buffett said it best. It's better to hang out with people better than you. And that's coming from someone whose net worth is, I don't even know what his net worth is, but it's hundreds of millions, if not billions. He's probably a billionaire by now. Here, I can actually check really quick. Let's see. Warren Buffett's net worth, right? 150 billion. Now, I don't know about you guys, but taking the advice from a billionaire is probably a good thing, right? And if everyone around you spends, complains, and stays average, you will too. So, and this is what Warren Buffett is saying. So, I hold that in pretty high regard, but I feel like that's something we all know, but we neglect it. We don't even think about it, that who we hang around is so crucial to how far we go in life. Because your friends can quite literally hold you back, and you're enabling yourself because of the people that you're hanging around. So that's number one. Number two, they think financial peace means buying more stuff. And that's like, for the people who look up to rappers and things like that, rappers wear all this flashy jewelry and earrings and all this stuff, like flashy watches. Everything's flashy. And so for the people who look up to rappers, and rappers are they have rappers on a pedestal, they try to mimic that activity and that look. And they equate having these things with actually being financially sound and having it. And essentially they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? Like they're just trying to have this look like they got it like that, and that's not the case. A lot of these rappers are not as rich as we think they are. And Dave Ramsey said, you can't win until you live on less than you make. Most people aren't broke because of income, they're broke because of habits. And one of those habits is buying more stuff, just trying to look like you have it. I feel like, and people in that mindset, that's a poverty mindset. They try to make up for a lack of what they actually have. They lack finances, so they have to make it look like they have it. And it's kind of, I don't even know the word to describe what that mentality is, but it's just you're hurting yourself at the end of the day. So don't go out trying to buy a whole bunch of crap just so you can look like you have $1 million in the bank, and really you have $1,000 in the bank. $1,000 is not a lot, by the way. Number three, the poor spend first and invest what's left. The rich invest first and spend what's left. Now, that one sentence separates the struggle from freedom. And we all can attest to this, right? Because I've done this before too. Like when you get paid, you're like, oh, what can I buy next? What kind of vacation can I plan next? How can I spend this money? Subconsciously, you don't even know this is happening, but in your head, you're like, how quickly can I get rid of this money by buying things that I want? Now, you're not actually saying that, but that's essentially what's happening. You're trying to get rid of that money. And because you're on a poverty mindset, poverty in a way, it repels money. Like you just repel that money. Like you give it right back. Once you get it, you give it right back to the people that know how to handle it. And so when we get money, we need to think of and strategize ways that we can double, triple, quadruple our money. Where can we invest to make it grow? Where can we invest to watch it snowball? You know, what assets can we invest in? So that's one of the things that I've really picked up from some of these wealthy people. They invest a lot in themselves and they invest for their financial portfolio. So that's a good one. Next, number 4, debt is modern slavery. And the scary part is most people volunteer for it. So most of us take on more debt than we can actually handle. And it's funny when we word it like that to where we're volunteering for it, because essentially we are volunteering for it. We go on and we take on these $50,000 loans and $100,000 loans, whether that be college or cars or houses. Some people take out loans for stupid stuff like watches or clothes or like, I'll never understand that. But again, we don't judge. However, it's real funny though when you put it like that, like we're volunteering ourselves to get in debt. Now I believe there's good debt. There's debt that you can take on like a business loan as long as you have a solid business plan. A business loan, I feel like, is a good way to use debt, right? When you take on debt to buy properties, I feel like that's a good way to take on debt, as long as you have a solid structure and plan in place to utilize the money. If you're taking on a business loan, but you actually do not have a plan on how you're going to use it, I can guarantee you that you're going to blow through that money. One of my mentors told me that, because I run a landscaping business, and I was thinking about, some things, and one of the things that he brought up to me is like the people that take out big loans for businesses and they do not have a business plan or any type of infrastructure on how they're going to utilize that money, they blow right through it. Next thing you know, now they're looking crazy trying to figure out how they're going to pay this debt. So do not take on more debt than you can afford, right? Number 5, they wait until they make more money to start saving. But if you can't save $10 out of 100, how do you expect to save 1,000 out of 10,000? That's like, I hear people say like, oh, if I could only win the lottery, or if I could just have $100,000, this would set me up for this, and this. But not knowing, you're already poor. So you've already proven to yourself that you don't know how to manage money. So if you were to get $100,000, $1 million, whatever the case, that money would end up back in the hands of the people that know how to actually use it, because you don't know how to use it. People think money will teach them how to use money. That's not the case. You have to educate yourself about money, and then you will know how to use money. So I feel like a lot of us have it backwards. And so don't think once you get a lot of money, you'll start saving, because you won't. If you're not already doing it, you won't do it when you get a lot. If anything, that money, you're going to see that big fat check of whatever it is, and you're like, dude, what can I go buy? What can I go get? And that's that poverty mentality that we talked about before, where we spend before we actually invest. So let's not do that, okay? Number 6, they despise what they want. They hate rich people, mock success, and wonder why they can't attract it. You can't have what you secretly resent. So I'm sure some of us know someone that has this bad relationship with money. Money to them is a person, and they do not like that person, but they want that person at the same time. It's a weird relationship. It doesn't make any sense, right? But because they don't have it, they hate it. And so, and then the people that have the money, the thing that they want, they talk bad about those people. And so we have to change our language around how we talk about people with money. A good way to think about it is like, if you don't like the way that somebody is handling and distributing their money, the assets that they're putting their money into, the types of things that they're using their money for, instead of you talking about the person badly, right? Gossiping, just going in on the person. For one, that will never allow you to attract money in your life. But second, a great way to think about it is, okay, what can I learn from this person so that I can actually have this amount of money, so that I could distribute and use this money the way that I believe this money should be used. So just restructuring it, reframing it, is the best way, I believe, to get over that hurdle there. And then the next one, this one is like for everybody, right? This is a pretty like good one, right? So number 7, too much TV, too many games, too much comfort. And Steve Covey said, taking the path of least resistance ensures your talent stays dormant. Comfort kills more dreams than failure ever did. So too much TV, too much games. So I'm guilty of the TV thing, right? Because I love a good show. I love a good movie. And that's one of my vices. So it's like I have to keep myself from going and checking out the new show and the new movie. And I have to remind myself, hey, I have a business. And I need to obsess over this thing so I can see it grow and blossom into the business, the $1 million business that it will be. And that it already is. I just have to, pull that out of the business. So we all love a good movie, a good show, just as much as the next person. So we got to get that underway. We got to make sure we control that. And, that comes down to discipline, just being able to discipline yourself, right? So those are the 7 habits of the highly unsuccessful. Make sure you stay away from these. If there's any more that I may have, there's thousands that we didn't talk about, but the one that hit home for me on this list was the TV thing. So you can comment below which one really hit for you. And, let's talk about it in the comments. Let's make each other better, because this is what this channel is about. But that is all I have for you guys tonight. It is 10:30 at night. I got some business stuff I need to work on. I will let y'all get to it as well, because I know y'all got some big things in the making right now as well. But I will see you guys later. Love y'all.